Good evening. I would like to start by thanking IRF and thanking Professor Aziz for the great opportunity. As we are gathered today to discuss religious freedom from different perspectives, social, legal, institutional, we can't not look at it from the perspective of the youth being a pillar in the conversational infrastructure we are trying to build and aiming to build as engaged citizens of the world. To discuss the subject today, our first speaker, Maher Gabra, born in Egypt, thrived in the United States as an executive producer and podcaster at Ideas Beyond Border, where digital content is actively driving change. Our second speaker, Nuri Kino, Swedish investigative journalist, founder of Demand for Action, a global advocacy aid organization. Maher, if you could please walk us through the power of digital platforms in youth engagement.
Thank you. Thank you, IRF. Thank you, Manassat, for organizing this fantastic event. It's truly an honor to be here. My name is Maher Gabra. Today, I want to focus on solutions, how we can utilize creativity and social media in the war of narratives. I want to talk about how we can promote religious freedom, pluralistic values, and how we can engage more effectively in the fight against extremist narratives. I work for an organization called Ideas Beyond Borders. It was founded by a friend of mine. His name is Faisal Saeed Al-Mutar. He is an Iraqi refugee who had to flee Iraq after receiving death threats from Al-Qaeda. When he was in Iraq, he used to speak online about his secular views, advocate for pluralistic values, and criticize extremism. Sadly and tragically, his brother got assassinated, and he himself was placed on a death list. He arrived in the United States in 2013, and that's when we met. He's from Iraq, I, myself from Egypt. For years, we met on a regular basis to discuss how we could fight extremism and promote religious freedom. In 2017, he founded Ideas Beyond Borders. Our main focus was to enrich the Arabic digital content with content that promote diversity and coexistence. I myself have been working between media and nonprofit for 25 years. And I've spent years monitoring and studying the Arabic digital content. If there is one thing I can tell you about it is the amount of, sadly, the amount of hate speech, extremist ideas, and negative stereotypes about religious minorities in the Arabic online content is scary and alarming, and we have to do something about it. We believe that if we want to advance religious freedom, we must first win the battle of narratives. We started by translating hundreds of Wikipedia articles into Arabic, then books, and later expanded into videos and podcasts. Today, we have a strong presence on social media across social platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Collectively, around 9 million people follow our work across the Arab world. And since the organization started, in 2017, our videos, podcasts, and Wikipedia articles received collectively more than 1.3 billion views, not million, billion views. Today, I would like to share a few tips. I know because time is very limited, I'm gonna share only 3 tips, 3 lessons or 3 tips. Number 1, there is a huge engagement gap. If there is one lesson I want to focus on is the engagement gap between how reformers send their message and how the younger audience receive the message is huge. You will find many extremists who will use social media and creative work, sadly, much better than us. They reach bigger audience, they have bigger influence, and those who fight these ideologies usually use written format in a way that is more of academic or human rights activism. And because of this, many of the audience that we want to reach out to, we cannot reach out to. One of the things that we do, and we do successfully, is that we simplify the reformers and thinkers' ideas into short videos and short movies. And the response was massive. I talked about, for example, in Egypt, Faraj Fouda, Sayyid Al-Qimni, Taha Hussein, Ahmad Lutfi Sayyid, reformers and thinkers, liberal thinkers from Egypt, to say that those values are not Western as radicals usually say about it. Number two is, when we address younger audience and their language, the response actually is impressive. Let me tell you about one story. One day, my boss, Faisal, called me and said, like, let's do something about, like, I want to have a powerful story about anti-Semitism. I kept digging and I found a very powerful story of a doctor. His name is Raymond Shinazi. He was born in Egypt, kicked under Abdel Nasser because in the 50s, because he's a Jewish kid, moved to Europe and then to the United States. He became a chemist, a very famous chemist, and he invented a medicine for hepatitis C. The Egyptian government invited him back. Although he was expelled because of his religious beliefs, he came back and he trained doctors and chemists on this medicine, and he almost gave the medicine for like 1% of its value, almost for free. And because of this guy, millions of Egyptians today have been cured from hepatitis C, including one of my close friends, by the way. When we presented this story, the engagement was massive. 10 million views, like 5,000 or 6,000 shares, and thousands of comments. And you can read in the comments, people say like, we had a wrong idea about Jewish people. So the lesson I learned is like, if you address those issues in the way that people want to receive, the response will be great. It's about how we send the message. It's not about that the audience doesn't want to listen to it.
We have to
last point, yeah. Last point is, which I wanna, I usually say, like to say it a lot, is like creativity can go a long way. What we cannot send as a direct message, we can use creativity. One short example is, one day I wanted to talk about Holocaust in Arabic. If you want to talk about Holocaust in Arabic, usually you get attacked. So again, I kept digging until I found a story about an Egyptian hero. His name is Muhammad Hilmi. Muhammad Hilmi was living under the Nazis, and he managed to hide a young Jewish girl under a Muslim name. He gave her a fake ID and a fake marriage, and for years he managed to do this. Through this, in a dramatic way, I told his story and I told the story of Holocaust. And again, the response was massive. If we use the right method and if we use creativity, we can go a long way. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Maher. Pivoting to Nuri, help us understand how we can use the right tool to achieve the targeting that we are looking for.
Pretty amazing job, Mike.
Yes, impressive.
I also want to take this opportunity to thank Ambassador Brownback, Dr. Katrina Lantuswet, and the whole IRF team. And actually, I want to applaud, I want your help to applaud the Moroccan host. It's been amazing. Thank you. Beyond amazing. So, I want to show you how a story moves. From one post to a newsroom. From a newsroom to the halls of parliament and government, where policies are shaped and laws are made. Some of you remember the photo of Alan Kurdi, the little boy found dead on a beach in Turkey in September 2015. His story put a human face on the mass displacement caused by the war in Syria, and we took the opportunity to use that also as an angle and bring attention to the genocide against Yazidis, Assyrian Chaldean Syriacs, and other Christians in Iraq and Syria. We found the boy's father within hours. We found his grandfather. We worked the phones, checked the names, confirmed the details, and made sure that what we published was true. Then we brought it to the wider world. Journalists started calling us. The photo stopped people. The reporting gave it meaning. Social media gave it reach. Reach without credibility is noise. Credibility without reach is silence. An important story does not travel by itself. It needs facts, speed, a cleaner demand, and people willing to carry it with you. So start with the people. Build a community. You can call it a social media army. Not followers who press like, but people who understand the cause and will share the story. Call journalists, walk into politicians' office, and keep it alive when the attention moves on. Then choose where to put it. Every platform does a different job. Instagram gives the story a face. X puts it in front of journalists, diplomats, and politicians. Facebook reaches the communities that already care. TikTok reaches young people who will never open a human rights report. LinkedIn reaches the lawyer or the academic who can open a door you cannot open yourself. Change the format, the length, and the language to suit the audience. Never change the facts. One of the people that we tagged in one of our campaigns is the mega pop star and actor Cher. She had no connection to us, to our organization, or to our demands and movements. She saw the post or the tweet. She read the report, the UN report that we contributed to, and she responded and wrote, "Thank you, you are most needed." Bam! Parliamentarians, MPs, other politicians, journalists are calling us. What is this about? Share? Why share? That is what the right platform can do. Now, a harder question. Before you publish, ask who could be exposed by this. Many of you work in places where a post can have consequences. A name, a face, a village, a church, or a mosque in the background of a photo can put someone in severe danger. We had a story about a little girl named Christina in Iraq. She was kidnapped. For years, no one knew if she was alive. Then, she was found and brought out. It was the story every reporter wants. And actually, every human rights organization too. But we held it for days. We published nothing because until she was safe and with us. Reach is not the only measure of success. Sometimes the strongest decision is to wait or cut the detail that would identify someone. Then comes the newsroom. And this is where most campaigners and human rights groups stop too early. Getting one article published is not the end of the work. It's actually the beginning. I have worked inside newsrooms in the States, in Europe, especially in Sweden. Editors ask the same question every time at the morning meeting. Why now? Why should our audience care? What is new? Who can confirm it? Is there a follow-up? Answer them before they ask you. A newsroom does not need another press release full of grand words. It needs verified facts, sources, original documents, credible witnesses, strong images, and hopefully also people willing to speak on record. Your job is to bring the whole package. Then take the story to different parts of the newsroom. A human rights story may also belong on the business pages, the sports pages, and the culture pages. This same story reaches different audience, stays alive through different angles. When the first article runs, share it, and I mean share. Use your social media army, your community, to share, 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 share. And I'll let you know why. Editors watch numbers. They watch shares, reads, views. Those numbers attract advertisers who want their ads to be seen. It's that easy. Money is part of this. Anyone who tells you otherwise has not sat in an editorial meeting. Then make a specific demand. Do not write to a politician and say, please help. Tag them. Show them why it matters and why a reporter may soon ask where they stand. They need quotes. They need visibility. Then ask for something you can name. A meeting, a statement, a parliamentary question, a hearing, a resolution, a change in the law. A word about AI. It can help you research, translate, and organize, but AI is not a witness. It does not know if your source is lying, or if its source is lying. And it can create false testimony, fabricated images faster than we can expose them. I can't wait for Lord Alton's report. Today, AI can and has and will add to prosecution, to persecution. No tool is though responsible for the truth. You are. And let me tell you what does not work.
Nuri, I just
Yes.
had to remind you.
Got you. Okay. Virality is not victory. 1 million views can vanish without changing a single life. The job is to move people from seeing to caring, from caring to sharing, from sharing to acting. This is how a story becomes a campaign. That is how a campaign becomes pressure. And that is how pressure leads to legal reform, protection, and a saved life. Reach without credibility is noise. Credibility without reach is silence. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Meher. Thank you, Nuri, for a powerful representation of how it's happening behind the scenes. To end the panel on an action-oriented tone, I would like to ask Meher, how do we measure the impact in terms of immediate outputs and on midterm outcomes?
So one of the good things about digital media is like you can easily see the impact. It's not like the TV or radio or newspaper, like you can see the number of views, likes, shares, comments. So what we usually do is like we measure this, we have those numbers, I collect all the numbers, and we also do like a qualitative analysis of the conversation. One of the things that I love that I love talk about is like how when we use creative angles, you can address the most sensitive topics and start debates that is very much needed. So when you see the debates, when you see the quality of the comments, you know that you made an impact.
That the change is happening. Yeah. Thank you. Nuri, in order to bridge the accessibility gap, do you see that the journalist should be the one adapting to the audience, especially when we are talking about journalism that is targeting the youth, or should it be the youth audience that is learning the codes of journalism in order to have access to the information?
That needs like 5 hours to respond. But I have a minute and a half.
Yes.
I would say both legacy media and human rights movements like this one's here have a lack of know-how on how to attract youth and how to make the youth understand the value of, for example, religious freedom and what religious persecution actually means. But there are ways, and that would be to get them more engaged. And youth, as we all, loves to be recognized that they actually contributed to new law, and also make them come up with ideas about TikTok and how to use that better than we do.
Yes, definitely.
Something like that. 30 seconds left.
Thank you for the very, very powerful insights. And as we could see from our speakers' experience, the key today resides in effectively winning the narrative battle and quickly giving communities access to unavailable information as a tested and proven tools to break fanaticism as its core. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.